I give you a 10.
A 10?
Yeah.
She gives me a 10. Alright then people, what is good? We are back from cardio, so let's get into meal one. This has been the same every day now pretty much since I started with John actually. I really enjoy it. It's a smoothie. So we're going to make it up right now. It's going to be 100-150 grams of ice. It's going to be 60 grams of supplement needs whey isopure. It's going to be 20 grams of PB Fit powder. It's going to be 100 grams of blueberries, and it's going to be 100 grams of egg whites. It's going to be blended, and it's going to make this like nice sort of runny ice cream. Think about if the machines were broken at McDonald's and the McFlurry was coming out a bit soft. It can be eaten with a spoon, but it's a bit runny. Right, I suppose most people would call this a smoothie bowl, right? What's going on in my head? Anyway, that is meal one and post-workout meal. The reason I'm looking over to my computer is because I've made myself a little meal plan. So yeah, that's meal one and post-workout. Next up is the glorious Brightman egg white omelette.
On my head, Bible on my bed. Shorties wanna get me head up, reading to the red. Demons tryna get me on my life, they want me dead. But I got halos on my head, halos on my head, yeah.
Right, unfortunately that was not a great session for me. I am feeling the effects of being under the natty range but not able to detach from balls to the wall training. That's how I feel at the moment. And that was one of the topics that I was kind of going to talk about in this video, because I wanted to talk about how it's felt like, not mentally in terms of like mental health, but in terms of coming off steroids, but still being very much involved in a steroid driven bodybuilding community, industry, line of work, echo chamber if you like, because that really has been the thing that's played on my mind the most over the last sort of few weeks. I think once I got my bloods back and they were, you know, 5 nanomole or whatever, I felt like they were going to be better than that. So when they came back at that level, there's no doubt it's twigged something sort of psychologically in my mind. But being surrounded by, you know, when I stopped the bodybuilding training, I obviously went into functional, and it was kind of a breath of fresh air, because I wasn't in this environment anymore where I guess my ego and my identity is like, you know, deeply rooted in, which is these bodybuilding gyms, which is where I enjoy to be. I like training them, you know, my friends training them, my clients training them, so I'm gonna always be around them. But going back into them and obviously not performing at the level that I know I've previously been able to perform at, with assistance granted, is obviously pretty difficult. So that's one thing. It's super tempting, always super tempting, just to think like, shall I just pop it back in? But I'm also aware of the kind of longer term impacts of that, and you know that split second decision is by no means just a split second decision. It has long reaching impacts. It will impact you months down the line. And I think because of the phase that I went through with regards to that low test and how I was feeling, sort of what I described in the last video, I'm even more cautious of doing that. And that is why, it's one of the real big reasons why I really urge people to consider that decision and how heavy that decision is. It simply is not a light decision. Because sure, you could pop it in. I had someone message me this week and say, oh, I'm going to jump on an 8 to 12 week cycle and then I'm going to PCT and come off. And I said, don't even think about it. It's completely pointless. You might put on a few kgs of body weight. You might put on a kilo of muscle, maybe, in 8 weeks, if you're lucky. But then you've got to, if you're going to come off, you've then got to experience zero. If you're going to come off, you've then got to experience zero testosterone. You've then got to recover your testosterone, and your performance and recovery in that time period is going to be awful, like mine is at the moment and has been recently. So it really is a heavy decision, and that's just the physical impacts of it. The mental is a whole nother side of things. Can you deal with seeing your body go to its peak and then drop down and be able to do really nothing about it unless you decide to jump back on? It's a really heavy decision. But anyway, that session was not good. I did the one set of hack. I matched my 5 plates for 6 reps, which is what I've been doing over the last few weeks. I took that and then I jumped on the leg press, and honestly, like, my hip hurts, my knee hurts, my back was gone after the hack squat. So need to reevaluate my intensity, I think, which is again not easy. I'm watching Josh and Louis progress at ridiculous rates, and I need to remember that I'm not those guys anymore. You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy. At least not at the moment. So that's where we're at. Let's resume the full day of eating. This is post-workout meal part 1. This has been the same every single day. It is the grenade carb killer. This is my favourite at the moment. I don't know why. It's gone straight to the top and it's stayed there for a good period of time. Basically, because of my training location at the moment, I'm always driving sort of half an hour, 35, 40 minutes to get back from the gym. So I struggle to have nothing on that journey. So I have a little carb killer just to tide me over until we get home. So that is post-workout meal part 1. Alright? Alright. Let's see you at home. So here is aforementioned spreadsheet, and what we have here is pre-workout B about to go in after that glorious egg white omelette. So that is going to be, let's just zoom in so we can see, 90 grams of cream of rice, 20 grams of dark chocolate, 100 grams of frozen blueberries, 100 grams of kiwi. I actually had that earlier because I was starving, and 200 grams of almond milk unsweetened. So that's about to go in now. I'm going to prep that up. Okay, if you can hear me, an ultimate meal going in. So this will be, what I'm going to do in the evenings is basically allow for a bit of movement on this meal, because I don't want to have the same meal every single evening, but we were going to calorie bracket. So 250 grams of mince, I programmed 80 grams of pasta, but instead brioche buns. Obviously we're having burgers, baby. So 2 lean beef mince burgers, salad, 2 burger buns. I will update the macros on the edit, of course, and that'll be the final meal, which is going to be oats, berries, custard, and PB powder. Let's go. What I don't know what salad dressing you want, but there's no dressing on it, so you might want to put something on it. I've got like balsamic or hot sauce.
I'm thinking, it's not makeup you need, honey. I'm about to take my bite.
Take your bite so everyone knows where to get the best burgers in the country from. No, in the world. Out of 10?
I'll give you a 10.
A 10?
Yeah.
She gives me a 10. Look at that. Yeah, it's good. It could be a bit hot.